In this video, I'm going to be doing my first episode recap video on the Australian version of Dancing with the Stars, which is of course their 19th season, as well as their second All-Star season. How's it going, guys? It's Arik Sharkey, aka Dance with Stars Superfan, back with another video, and today I'm going to be recapping weeks 1 and 2, which was their first dances where they had at least 7 dancers in both weeks. Just like I did when I recapped the Ireland version of Dancing with the Stars, I'm going to recap week 1 first, week 2 next, the leaderboard, as well as some other things that I usually do when I do an episode recap video. Also, if you guys like this video or if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and smash that like button and turn on that post notification bell to keep up to date for more videos on my channel. So without further ado, let's get started. First up is Grant and Lily dancing the cha-cha-cha to Ice Ice Baby by Vanilla Ice. I love his energy in the beginning, and I also love the part where he rapped during the first part of the song like, "Yo, VIP, let's kick it." And I also love that they added some hip-hop moves as well as some cha-cha content to it, but I think he kind of lacked some cha-cha content into the dance sometimes. But other than that, it was still a good dance to kick off the season. So just are Todd a 6, Helen a 6, Paul a 7, Mark a 7, giving them a score 26 out of 40. Next up is Jodie and Craig dancing the Foxtrot to Don't Dream It's Over by Sixpence None the Richer. I'm not going to lie, this dance was absolutely beautiful. It was nice and smooth, her lines were great, and I think that Jodie and Craig still have the same stuff that they had back then. At first, I wasn't sure how well they were going to do, but hey, I'll take it. So just are Todd a 7, Helen a 9, Paul an 8, Mark a 9, giving them a score 33 out of 40. Not only they got the first 8s of the season, they also got the first 9s of the season, so well done. Next up is Ricky, Lee, and Jared dancing the cha-cha-cha to On the Floor by Jennifer Lopez featuring Pitbull. This cha-cha had a lot more power to it. It had terrific cha-cha content to it, and it was a great song choice for a cha-cha-cha like this. So just they were all 8s from Todd, Helen, and Paul, but Mark would give them a 10, giving them a score 34 out of 40, which means they got the first 10 of the season. Next up is Cameron and Megan dancing the tango to Whatever It Takes by Imagine Dragons. As I was watching their dance, for the record, I watched all their dances because they were on their Twitter page. He was mostly stiff at times, his steps were kind of small, but I did appreciate his best efforts. So just are Todd a 5, Helen a 6, Paul a 6, Mark a 6, giving them a score 23 out of 40. Next up is Anthony and Jessica dancing the Viennese Waltz to What a Wonderful World by Louis Armstrong. Honestly, he did a little better than I expected. His lines were great, his steps were good, and he did really well on those lips during the routine. So just are Todd a 7, Helen a 7, Paul an 8, Mark an 8, giving him a score 30 out of 40. Next up is Kylie and Arik dancing the cha-cha-cha to Rescue Me by Fontella Bass. I gotta say that she had some great leg action during that dance. I also noticed that she had a couple of missteps and lost some rhythm at times, but in my eyes, their first dance was good. So just are Todd an 8, Helen a 7, Paul a 6, Mark an 8, giving them a score 29 out of 40. Last up is Chris and Siobhan dancing the Viennese Waltz to Kiss from a Rose by Seal. I felt like his Viennese Waltz was too tight and he wasn't really that open with his movements as well as his footwork, but I did appreciate his best efforts though. So just are Todd a 4, Helen a 5, Paul a 5, Mark a 5, giving them a score 19 out of 40. They also had their first eliminations during both weeks. Grant, Bridie, Ricky Lee, Anthony, and Kylie were safe while Cameron and Chris were in jeopardy. The couple with the lowest combined total of judges' scores and viewer votes from that night were Cameron and Megan, which means Cameron and Megan were eliminated while Chris and Siobhan were the last couple to be called safe. Now that we got to the dances from week 1, let's get to the dances from week 2. First up is David and Alexandria dancing the cha-cha-cha to September by Earth, Wind, and Fire. David definitely has that same energy back then when he won season 14. Every single content and every single move in that dance was way beyond awesome. So just there were all 10s from the judges, which is a perfect score. For the first time in the franchise history, a couple got a perfect score during week 2. So congratulations to David and Alexandra. Next up is Denny and Leah dancing the samba to Love on Top by Beyonce. Just like Jodie and Craig, I wasn't sure how well Denny and Leah were going to do, but as I was watching their dance, they both proved me wrong. That dance had some great samba content to it, she was open, she had rhythm, and great job to Leah for turning this dance into a great samba. So just scores are, they're all 10s from Todd, Helen, and Paul, while Mark gave them a 9, which gives them a score 39 out of 40. Next up is Olympia and Gustavo dancing the Argentine tango to Santa Maria by Gotan Project. This dance had some great Argentine tango content to it. The lifts and Olympia's leg action fit well during the routine, and I knew that Olympia would redeem herself when I found out that she was doing Dance with the Stars again. So well done to Olympia. So just scores are Todd a 9, Helen a 9, Paul a 10, Mark a 10, giving them a score 38 out of 40. Next up is Sam and Ruby dancing the tango to Someone to You by Banners. I felt like Sam was out of place at times during his first dance. He stumbled a couple times, he was a little bit ahead of the music one time, and overall, he was a little bit stiff, but I did appreciate his best efforts. So just scores are Todd a 5, Helen a 6, Paul a 5, Mark a 6, giving them a score 22 out of 40. Next up is Angie and Julian dancing the Cha-Cha-Cha to Electricity by Silk City and Dua Lipa featuring Diplo and Mark Ronson. I feel like their dance was okay, but I think she was a little bit tight at times. Compared to her dances from her season, her dance was better than expected, and I love the lifts in that routine, by the way. So just scores are Todd a 6, Helen a 5, Paul a 7, Mark a 7, giving them a score 25 out of 40. Next up is the partnership we have all been waiting for. Yes, it's Courtney and Josh dancing the jive to Proud Mary by Tina Turner. There isn't much I want to say about this dance because as I was watching their dance, it blew me away 100%. Courtney still got it in her, and I'm glad that she got partnered with Josh again because they have a great chemistry. Just like her season, their jive was their first dance, so great job to Courtney and Josh. So just scores are, we guessed it, they're all 10s from the judges, which is a perfect score. And last up is Rob and Alarna dancing the Cha-Cha-Cha to Dynamite by BTS. Although he had some struggles during their cha-cha, he was able to put together a good dance to wrap up week 2. He still has some potential when he did his season 9, but we'll see what happens through the rest of the season if he survives. So just scores are Todd a 6, Helen a 7, Paul a 7, Mark a 7, giving them a score 27 out of 40. The 5 couples who are safe are David, Denny, Olympia, Courtney, and Rob, while Sam and Angie were in jeopardy. Unfortunately, Angie and Julian were the second couple eliminated, while Sam and Ruby were the last to be called safe. I would have loved to see Angie survive this week, but apparently Sam had more votes than her, I think. Now let's take a look at the leaderboard from both weeks. A two-way tie at the top of the leaderboard are Courtney and Josh, and David and Alexandria with 40 points, Denny and Leah with 39 points, Olympia and Gustavo with 38 points, Ricky Lee and Jarrett with 34 points, Jodie and Craig with 33 points, Anthony and Jessica with 30 points, Kylie and Arik with 29 points, Rob and Alarna with 27 points, Grant and Lily with 26 points, Angie and Julian with 25 points, Cameron and Megan with 23 points, Sam and Ruby with 22 points, and at the bottom are Chris and Siobhan with 19 points. So the best dance during week 1 was Ricky Lee Coulter, and the surprise of that night during week 1 was Bridie Carter. The best dances of week 2 are of course David Roden, Courtney Ack, and Olympia Valance. And the surprise of that night during week 2 is Denny Hines. Oh, I forgot to mention this to you guys. During week 2, Sonia and Todd did a dance together, and during the start of the routine when Sonia was spinning, her dress went from black to blue, so that blew me away. So I said to myself, wow, I have never seen that in a dance before. Also, they even teased us that this season is going to have the most 10s in a single season. Well, we'll just have to find out in the coming weeks. So let me know in the comments down below on your thoughts and opinions on the dances during both weeks, and tell me your favorite dances in the comments down below as well. And lastly, if you want to see their dances from both weeks, you can check out their Twitter page. The link will be in the description below, and you can search them on Twitter at DancingAU. So anyways, that'll do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Eric Sharkey, aka Dance with the Stars Superfan. Catch you next time.